to clear your calendar of unwanted and unnecessary activities and obligations. There's a word that's really important. It only has 2 letters in it, and it's N-O. Learn to say no to requests and to things that are going to keep you from being where you need to be. You're going to be asked to, especially if you're one of these people who can't say no, and you keep going around in your life saying, my life is just so cluttered up and I've got all these obligations and I have to do this and I have to do that. And the answer to that very often is just to say, I'm making a choice to be available to God, to do what it is that I came here to do. I have a right to do this. This is particularly relevant for people, housewives and so on, who get stuck into the daily routine of having to do so many things that, and then the school calls, and then the church calls, and then this one calls, and that, and you find yourself really torn with it, knowing that there's impulses, knowing there's a Mr. Holland's opus in you of some kind. There's something in there that you know you came here to do, and you don't want to die with your music still in you. It's a theme that I've played over and over and over again in my life, and I encourage all of you to really work at not using excuses about, well, it has to be done and there's no other way. There are other ways. There are other ways it's just like I tell people about who say, I want to go to school, but I can't afford to go to school. Those things to me just don't resonate. If you want to go to school and you really want to be there, you will figure out a way to finance it. You will figure out a way to get the scholarship. You will figure out somehow a means for doing it. You'll go to a cheaper place. You'll find out how to do it. It's what all of the people in this program that I brought here that have inspired me so much, that they had this within them, that they knew what it was that they had to do, and it just didn't make any difference what everybody else around them and all the obstacles that people kept saying, you can't do it for this reason, you can't do it for that reason. You can do it, but you have to unclutter your life, and you have to unclutter your calendar. Give yourself free time. Free time is free. It's like to walk, to meditate, to be in a place where you just take a half an hour to just read something that's really important to you, to draw, to create something. That time is equally as valuable as going off to the, to fill it, to do some chores that you think that you have to do. And I think back to my life when I was growing up, and my mother, who's here tonight, I can't imagine that, my saying to my mother, you are obligated to get me to my tap dance lessons, or whatever it is that you find yourself having to do, or it's your responsibility to make sure that I'm here. I just think that you encourage those around you who you have made dependent upon you to respect your right to have an inspired life as well. And they'll find a way. They do find a way, I think, anyway. Be sure to keep your free time free. Be on the lookout for invitations to functions that may keep you on top of society's pyramid, but which inhibit your access to joyful inspiration. If you don't like cocktail parties and social get-togethers and fundraising events, what are you doing at them? Why would you attend those kinds of things? I just don't get it, okay? I can't think of anything worse than small talk with people drinking. Can you? And to find yourself there and saying, how did this happen? What am I doing here? It's like your free time is your free time, and you will not be free unless you take advantage of that free time. And you're all entitled to that, and you can make it happen, and you can teach the people in your family and people in your community and people that you work with and people in your neighborhoods. You can teach them all that you are going to be inspired by keeping your free time free. Take time for meditation. Take time to do. I love yoga. What can I tell you? I love the idea of going in there and stretching all of these different places and doing all of these wonderful poses and putting your leg behind here and standing over here and doing all, and it just all seems so, when you just look at it individually, but all I can tell you is that at the end of a session of Bikram yoga, for me, I'm sweating and every possible, pore of my body, but I lie there in the end, and the woman always says on Maui, when we finish that, she always says, this feeling that you're experiencing now is why we do yoga. That's the feeling. That's why we do it. Stay as long as you like. That's her closing on every single. And I just lie there, and I know I'm exhausted, and I've pushed my through, but I also know that I've done something to keep me inspired. And after yoga, very often, that's one of the times that I have the great ideas for what it is that I want to do and what I want to create. So taking time for that.